Hey, what's up guys? Greg here for Rage Gaming. Today I'm going to bring to you a deck tech of my Marath Will of the Wild Commander deck. For those of you that don't know what he does, he is a 3 mana 0/0, enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counters equal to the amount of mana spent on him, so later on in the game he just gets huge. And he also has a X mana ability where you remove X counters from him to do one of three things. You can either put those +1/+1 counters on another creature, deal X damage, or put an XX green elemental creature into the battlefield. This card's really good. The more times you cast him, the better he gets. And I got a really sick altar done by Mark at Noir Altars. Local guy, but yeah, I will have links to his Facebook page down below. Just kind of set him off to the side. We're going to run through our basic lands. We are running 5 plains. We are running 5 forests and 5 mountains. It's a little high on the basic land count, I know, but we're in green and we are playing a lot of basic land search, so I figured why not. Next, we're going to move on to our non-basics. We are running all 3 of the temples in our colors: Temple of Plenty, Temple of Triumph, and Temple of Adelan. I really like these. Gain the Scry ability is awesome, and yeah. Next, we have a full set of cycle lands in our colors. Pretty simple. 1 Sacred Foundry. We have a Battlefield Forge, just for some more mana fixing. We are running Stirring Wildwood. I really like this card. The fact that you're paying 3 to make it a 3/4, and I can just put counters on it and save it for 1 big attack with Marath is really good. Next, we have 2 of the Khan's lands in the form of Windscarred Crag and Rugged Highlands. Enters tap, gain a life. Pretty basic. Boros Garrison. Orn Reef the Vastwood. Get those +1/+1 counters onto Marilith. Mossroot Bridge. Get our big stuff out for cheap. Colony Garden. It's a green mana that gives us a token. Vivid Crag gives us any color we need up to 2 times. New Belania, I believe is how you say that. You can correct me in the comments. Allows you to scry 1 when it enters. Opal Palace. This is one of those commander cards that comes in every pre-con, and most of the time I take it out, but in this deck it's actually really good because we're putting +1/+1 counters on Marilith, so this just allows us to add more +1/+1 counters, so it's good in my opinion. Next, Command Tower. I'm playing multicolor in Commander, I have to play it. Jungle Shrine. Naya Panorama for fetching. Evolving Wilds for more fetching. And Temple of the False God for 2 additional mana. Now we're going to move on to our creatures, starting out with Transluminate. It's a creature that allows you to block, sack, and then put a token into play. Pretty basic. We are running Frontier Guide for some basic land search. Myr Retriever to get our pieces back to our hand. Champion of Lampholt. Really great card, especially with the +1/+1 counters, because I can just use Marilith, make this thing huge, and then my opponent just can't block it. Ondu Giant, basic land search. We have Vendant Adelan. I don't know how you say that. You sacrifice it, add 3 mana of any 1 color to your mana pool, and whenever you cast a multicolored spell, return it to your hand. So it's reusable. Next, we have Aladdin to fetch up or to take control of whatever artifacts our opponent might be using, whether that be a Worm Coil Engine or whatever. Just nabs us an artifact and we gain control of it until he leaves the battlefield. I like this card in my play group. Next, Zendikar Incarnate. We're running a ton of land, so figured why not. Glint Leaf Liege, just to give our white and green creatures a buff. Acidic Slime, because removal is a thing. Soul of Zendikar to put a token into play. Steel Hellkite for fire breathing and that wonderful destruction ability of his. Corrosion Tusker, almost never cast this for the creature, always cast it for the cycling though, because you get a basic land off it as well. Next we have, see if I can get a shot without super glare, Avenger of Zendikar. You all know what Avenger of Zendikar does. He's a 5/5, puts tokens in play, equals the number of lands I control, and then every time you cast a land, you put a +1/+1 counter on those plants. Again, with Marilith, we love +1/+1 counters, especially later in the game when we get to move them around. Next, Artisan of Kozilek, just to grab things out of our graveyard. Then we have It That Betrays. We can really generate a ton of mana in this deck, so I like playing with some of the Eldrazi's, especially the ones with Annihilator, too. It really puts your opponent in a state where they have to start responding to your attacks, otherwise they'll just lose. Next, we are going to run into our artifacts. Starting out with our 0 casters, we have 1 Everflowing Chalice. We have a Eye of Saruman, a Soul Ring. Again, another altar done by Mark Dubin here in Oniana. I'm just going to put that off to the side. It's Soul Ring, it's played in every commander deck, but my Soul Ring's cooler than your Soul Ring. Elixir of Immortality for graveyard shuffling. Wayfarer's Bauble. Skull Clamp, because we can just pop out 1/1s all day with Marilith, and drawing cards is always awesome. Ratchet Bomb. We can board wipe, we can do a lot of things with this card. Swiftfoot Boots to give Marilith or any other creature protection. Behemoth Sledge and Luxodon Warhammer, just for a little bit of life gain, a little bit of trample. It's all good. Druidic Satchel always gives you something different. Darksteel Ignite for mana abilities. Icy Manipulator to untap things. I've never really used this for tapping things down. Most of the time I find it useful to untap them. Seer Sundial, because drawing cards is awesome. And Origachi Hatchery. It's a double X. Then you pay 5 and tapped and put X 1/1 snakes into play. So it's interesting. Next, we're going to run our instance. We have 2-drop Manamorphose. We have Natural Connection for land search. We have Corrosion Grip for instant speed, or really split-second speed, artifact and enchantment destruction. Naya Charm, Slice and Twine, and Rally the Ancestors. This card's new to the deck, and so far it's been working out pretty well. I really like it. Have all those nice enter the battlefield effects trigger one more time. Then we have a Sylvan Scrying, Hull Breach, Cultivate, Harrow, Sprouting Vines, Seek the Horizon, all for mana. Just search our mana out as fast as we can. It's green, so we're playing Harmonize. We're playing Wrath of God because it's a card. Reclaiming Vines, destroying more artifacts and enchantments. Primal Command, because I like it. Akroma's Vengeance, because, again, board wipes are good. Desert Twister. Rain of Thorns. Praetor's Council. This card's really fun. It pretty much says you win the game if you can get this to go off. Martial Coup. It's a board wipe that can give you tokens. And Savage Twister to pick off whatever creatures are in play. Now we're going to move on to our enchantments, which we only have 3. We're running Darksteel Mutation just to make their big creature a 0/1. Flame Shadow Conjuring to put an extra token into play. That's a copy of whatever creature we play. And then From Beyond to put Eldrazi Scions into play. Also, I can search out my 2 Eldrazi creatures with this card. So far, this card's been working out really well. On to our Planeswalkers, we have Domi. I like this card. Giving all your creatures double strike, transform, hexproof, and haste just means you win the game. So that's been seeing a lot of play. Koth, because tapping things to deal damage is fun. Gideon, because, well, Gideon. Garrick puts out tokens, draws us cards, puts out more tokens. I mean, he gives you everything that you want in a green planeswalker. And then Sarkhan Dragon Speaker. Primarily use him for his +1. I almost never do his -6, just because I don't like having to discard. His middle ability can also shoot things down, so that's the deck. Let me know what you guys think. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and check out Mark Dubin's link down in the description box below for his Facebook page. I don't know if he has a website on there yet. I still have to find that out. But thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and have a nice day.